So welcome back to Norman's Garage. As you guys saw in the last video, we've got everything finished welded that is currently fit. Most of my driver's compartment done, and in the last video we also did my rear down bars and the parachute mount and tied all that into the struts. So that's all looking good. That's all finished welded, done, and feeling good. But I've waited to do a lot of my other driver's compartment bars because I was really waiting on my seat. So I wanted to make sure that my seat was going to fit with everything I've fitted, and the bars on the inside were not going to really prohibit me. However, coming here and everything else might. So I used to have a Kirky seat, and nothing wrong with Kirky or their brand or anything, but you know, I watch a lot of the Tim McCamus videos and stuff like that, and it made me realize I need a safer seat. You need some head support. If you are going to use something like that, you need some head support, because in the event of a wreck, if you look, a lot of the cars, including mine, I'm halfway out in my seat, leaning up, and your back's all bent and everything when you're sitting in the seat. So Howard AR Fab helped me pick out the right seat. This is actually the one they used as well, and this is it over here. So this is a Momo Daytona Evo seat here. This is FIA approved. So, you know, it's under very, very strict regulations. You see here, we have lots of padding, all right? So in the event of a wreck or whatever, it's going to absorb it. So a lot of people use a pour-in and stuff like that. The pour-in fine because it supports you, but otherwise that Kirky or the aluminum seats, they just really don't support you well. And one of the most important things here is the helmet surround. So otherwise, you just have a bunch of bars with a little bit of padding on it. However, your neck could go all the way over. Yes, we have Hans device that prevents front and back, but you know, realistically, you want to be in there snug. It's got good location, nice plastic inserts for where your belts come through, everything else, and some good shoulder support, and it's comfortable. Now, the one drawback here is this seat is big. It's wide. It takes up a lot bigger footprint than the previous seat I had in the car. However, it's comfortable and it's safer, so I'm going to do what I can do to make this thing fit and fit correctly. So today is going to be about seat fitment and mounting. So one thing I do have here this morning is I have my shifter, my steering column, staging brake, and all my pedals to make sure that I feel comfortable where I mount the seat, because it's not just where, you know, pedals work. You want to make sure everything's involved when you're mounting the seat, right? And we'll go from there. Now, when I first started to just try to test fit this seat, I realized I kind of screwed myself. So I put these gussets on the tunnel to strengthen it up because it was getting pretty flimsy. And pretty much you can actually see it scratched up where I was trying to move myself around on the seat. So pretty much from here back, I got to cut off. But that means I'm going to gusset further back here. And then I'm actually going to finish up these plates today, which my friend Chris made with this one. Made it look like a little house. So, going to fit these in and weld them to the cage to make this stronger, and then I'm going to support that back with some gusset material like this. So that's what we're going to do first. Then I'm going to mount everything up as far as my shifter and everything else goes, and see about mounting this. Okay guys, so got those plates all welded up now, and also went ahead and cut out those other sections, and those plates actually look pretty good. They came out pretty good. You're obviously going to seam seal over top of them, but you know, all good there. Now, in support of getting my seat fit up, I've got all my pedals bolted back up, and big win, I did test fit this, but not after I had re-welded everything on my tunnel, everything else. My shifter does fit. The rod has plenty of clearance over top of that floor bar. That's amazing. Got my staging brake mount just mocked up, and then I saved this piece of the dash bracket. I'm obviously not going to use it. I'm going to make something new with some, you know, with some roll cage tube. So I'm going to try to get this seat in here. Alright, this thing did not want to cooperate with me. Yet another reason why this bracket's going away. this definitely needs to come down. However, I like the placement otherwise. Straight on for your ship. Part of my problem too. I'm probably kind of crooked. Oh jeez. Oh, I'm not doing this tonight. So last night I was trying to get my seat all mounted up and trying to get the seating position proper, and nothing really felt right, and I was just getting frustrated. So ended up coming back at it with a fresh mind and made up a little quick plate for a false floor there, and that really makes everything feel much better. Seems like I have the seat now placed, held up with some wood and stuff, where it feels the most comfortable with my pedals, and also it feels comfortable with my shifter and staging brake. So the shifter and my pedals are pretty much the only two fixed points realistically, so I need to make sure those are straight, and then from there I can get the steering wheel where I want it. I also have to take into consideration here the head bolster here is going to make it kind of hard to mount this bar, so, and not interfere with our window and everything else. So I'm going to try to do my best there to make that fit correctly, and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to worry about mounting my seat first. So I'm going to go ahead and make some brackets here. So I've got some spots marked out on my bar where I want to be, and some measurements here and over on the same side. So I should be able to pull the seat out and make up some brackets. I went ahead and made some seat mounts up. So I didn't film this, but just used some 1 1/4" roll cage tubing with washer welded on the end. For this side, that's all not going to go anywhere. We're tied into the chassis. And then on the other side, so this side I just used some 1/8" plate and made up some brackets because I didn't have room to use roll cage tubing with where we needed to be, and that all worked out pretty well. Plenty sturdy, tied up into the actual, it's tied into the chassis as well. I will make a support in the back. Now the next thing I'm going to do today is the one bar that's been concerning me, especially with this seat. So I need to make this outer funny car hoop bar, and it needs to be in line with this bar. So it's got to come down around this head surround and back down here to the door bar. So I do have two of these old rear down bars that have about a 60 to 70 degree bend in them. So I've got 2 chances at it, which is good. And I'm going to try to reuse this and use that bend here, which I think actually might work. Yeah, there's how to get this giant cold trickle seat out. So now I can go ahead and finish weld this bar. Then you have diagonal, so let's get to work. Okay, so this is all welded up now. And now the next thing I'm gonna do, got FD on. Did a new garage mod this weekend, found a cheap TV. But next thing I need to do is my diagonal bars here. I'm gonna go ahead and do those while the seat's out.
So these bars are your 16B for the driver's side and your 17B for the passenger sides. Driver's side secondary door diagonal, 1.25 058. Oh, sorry, 1.25 083. Alright. And C note 6-4. Driver's side must run forward and low to rearward and high. Must intersect main hoop between driver's elbow and shoulder. And it doesn't say exactly how low it's got to be or anything like that, but definitely want to go decently low because this has to still go down there, so want to make sure that's correct. So that's what we're gonna do. Got some tube blade out here. Go ahead and measure and cut.
Look at that first try, y'all. That's when you can tell you've been fitting bars for a little bit. Well, or a lot recently, let's say that. Okay, so I like the way this bar fits already. And now I just gotta come at the same angle across through here. I didn't want to make it too hard for me to get in and out of the car. I think that'll be enough of a little divot there so I can come out and get out. So let me mark and cut that, and that bar will be pretty much fit. I'm ready to weld. Okay guys, you can see that I went ahead and got my seat all mounted back up in there. Before I did that, I actually went ahead and made a kidney bar here that ties back into the main hoop down here. I don't know if y'all can see that because of the lighting. So these diagonals here are done, that kidney bar is done, that all looks good, and my seat fits everything nicely. So all this is pretty well buttoned up, excuse me. So all this is pretty well buttoned up here, just a little minor bit of finish welding to do there. And that seat in there and all looks very good. I'm actually really proud of myself here looking at this driver's compartment and how well all these bars fit. So next week what you guys will be seeing is me making a nice new mount for my steering column, exactly where I want it to be. This is a nice I Did It steering column. Shout out to the guys Brandon Morley and them that helped me out with this. And so we're going to make a nice mount there. Also what I'm going to be doing at that point is getting my harness bars in here, back in here. Harness bar across, and then the other bars up here and across, and just going ahead and actually go ahead and completely finish out this funny car hoop and get the other door diagonal in, and then start on the rest of the gusseting so the cage can be 100% completed. So my goal is that by Thanksgiving, having this thing completely prepped up for paint and putting the floors back in it. So got a lot of work to do, but we're gonna get it done. We're on the home stretch now. Pretty much every other bar that needs to be made is a straight up bar across. You know, you need a helmet guard bar, and these bars up top and stuff, they're all straight bars, no crazy bends or notches or anything funky, so they should go along pretty quickly. So next time you'll see this thing pretty well buttoned up. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you guys have been liking this build. I've really been trying to break everything down to where it's basically, you know, you guys can see that about anybody can do this. It looks really complicated up front, but when you break it down to bar by bar, it's really not that bad. And it is a lot of work, but once you set your mind towards it and go after it, you can do anything you put your mind to, right? So let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.